Hey guys, thanks for joining me. My name is Joshua at Irvine Legal, and I just wanted to take a couple of quick minutes and outline, and from time to time I'll do this, but I'll outline a couple of tips, a couple of pointers, best practices for each of you to apply in business from a legal perspective in order to avoid some of the problems that many companies, many businesses, many entrepreneurs face. And today I just wanted to talk briefly about communication. Communication, in my view, and as I kind of get the opportunity to look at relationships and disputes and dynamics where things have gone awry, one of the common factors or one of the common tools or breakdowns, whatever you want to say, the common issues among all of those situations is communication. To me, it's one of the most essential tools for growth, but it's also one of the most essential tools for success. And if you're trying to protect your business, and if you're trying to protect, your dreams, your passions, your goals, communication is king. And it can happen in a lot of different ways. A lot of times, at least from an attorney's perspective, communication is in a contract where both sides, whether it's partners, whether it's clients and vendors, whether it's consumers, business to business. There's lots of different ways contracts come up. Could be internally, like employees or policy manuals, etc. But having contracts is super important. Not because I think everything needs to be a 50-page agreement, but because sometimes even a 1-page agreement can just simply outline clearly what both sides are going to do and understand. And that's super important because oftentimes there's that misunderstanding from the beginning that if you just put something together, you would have been able to avoid. Kind of the second area where I see communication being super helpful in this world is with text messaging. And there are tons of apps, that's the word. There's tons of apps for that. There are tons of tools that can integrate within some of our systems. Maybe you use your personal cell phone, maybe you have a dedicated texting tool or app. I don't know, but it's inevitable that texting occurs in business. It's almost impossible for it to not happen. But you have to at least think through as a business, how am I capturing those text messages? How am I making sure the rest of my team can see them? Frankly, I've been in a process over the last few months of rolling out some tools that will allow everybody within my firm to see text communications with clients so that there's never a breakdown of, well, I talked to this person and they said this, and then I talked to that person and they said this. I'm just trying to take that all out, take all the guesswork out of it. So texting is a huge area for us to consider how we communicate, how we use it, what we use it for, how do we gather it, how do we store it, how do we make sure it's consistent with our other communications like contracts or emails. Emails is another one, kind of like text message. There's also this, it's a general term called a CRM or a client relationship manager, where a lot of times companies will gather information about clients, they'll store it, they'll keep it to update when they come in from time to time. They'll reach out about certain updates on their jobs. I mean, frankly, that's one of the biggest miscommunication points or hot spots for clients and for companies, is about the timeline and the updates and the status and kind of what to expect. Anyway, bottom line, there's no one size fits all, but as a business and as a business owner, you have to take some time out to look at, how do I communicate with the public for potential clients? How do I communicate with my current clients? How do I communicate with my staff, with my vendors? And there are lots of ways that we do it. And almost always when there's a problem, when there's a breakdown, all of them have in some way or another a breakdown in the tool for the communication that we've been using. And I don't know if that's right or wrong for everybody, but it's pretty consistent with what I've seen. So again, just kind of a tip today, and occasionally we'll probably come in and share some of these. Maybe we'll even share some fun stories, but if the takeaway today is improve your communication, evaluate how you communicate, and explore ways that you can do it better and more accurately and more reliably, then you're going to have a smoother experience. Your clients are going to love the experience better, and you will hopefully be less stressed in the process. Until next time, feel free to reach out if you have questions about this or anything else.